set up my cold email outreach. So cold email is email that you shouldn't send through Mailgun. So you need to set it up differently. And you shouldn't send it through Mailgun because if you have high bounce rates or complaints, they will shut you down. It's against the terms of service to use cold email on Mailgun. You just got to realize that. I know there's people doing it, but that's not the way you're supposed to do it. So I'm going to show you how you can do it without having the involvement in it that can cause some trouble for you. So what you see here, I have 6,800 records. I've set it up to actually be able to demo how this works. And, these are garage door companies. I don't really, this is the first time that I'm attacking garage door companies. I don't know what the result's going to be, but you see here it's 6,800 records. So it may take a while for me to actually go through these, because what I'm doing is, and you see this here, I am sending an email every 12 minutes. So you see here 55 minutes ago, 42, 31, 19. And now you say, well, wait a minute, this is really slow. Well, let me show you the workflow. You see here up here, this company here, they were contacted 5 minutes ago. So let me show you what I'm trying to do. The goal of cold email is to get a response, right? You understand that. It's not to sell something, but the goal of cold email is to get a response. So let me show you how I'm trying to do this. So I have a snapshot that I have applied. I've set it up and I've customized it for my use. And you see here that I have a couple of workflows here. And what you should notice here is I have an outreach 1A. This is for day 1, and outreach 1B for day 2, outreach 1C for day 3. Now, you also see that I put Kern behind it, and the reason I put Kern behind it because I've been watching what Frank Kern does, and he sends me basically 3 emails a day, and they land in my mailbox. So let me show you how that workflow looks. So we have a contact tag here is for somebody that you tag where you start the email outreach. Then I'm checking if they weren't contacted before. And if they weren't contacted, I actually set the contact tag that they now are contacted. And then I'm actually using a prepared content, which I'm showing you here in a minute, and I spin it. And once I'm done spinning with it, I wait to make sure that it actually ends up in my location. And if my SpinTax worked, then I'm going to send an email. I'm going to move that person into an opportunity in my pipeline, and then I'm going to wait 4 hours. And what you see here right now, I got 10 sitting here that I wait for 4 hours. So after the 4 hours are up, I run the SpinTax again. Basically, I take the exact same email. I just have slightly different wording. I wait, see if it worked, and I'm sending the second email. So basically, I'm sending an email. 4 hours later, I'm modifying the email a little bit, and then I'm sending it again, and then I add them to day 2. So that's basically the situation that I have here. And so when you look at this, when I send one email every 12 minutes, after 4 hours, that email amount doubles. So I'm basically, instead of sending 5 emails an hour, after 4 hours, I'm at 10 emails an hour. Okay, let's see how this continues. So let's go back to my workflow. Let's look into day 2. Day 2, I have the same thing. So if somebody gets moved on to day 2, they're just sitting here waiting for 1 day. And then I add the contact tag that they now went through day 2, which up here, I checked if they weren't already. So, and then I have a second email that is designed for day 2. I'm spinning it. I'm waiting. If the spinning worked, I'm going to send that email. Then I move the opportunity of that person then to that they have sent on day 2. I wait for 2 hours. See here, I wait for 2 hours, not for 4 hours this time. I spin again. I wait a little bit, and I send the email, the newly spun email. That's the version 2 again. So I should probably go in here and call it version 2. I'm going to save that. So this is email version 1. And save it. Let me show you the email. So the email that I'm sending, you see here, it's basically just, I have a custom field, yeah, this is a custom field, and that actually has my content in it. Then I have a custom value, my from name, where I'm sending from. You see here, I have it as a signature, and I also have it in the from name. And then the business name, of course, and my phone number. So what does a spun contact look like? But okay, I'm going to do that in a little bit here. But I want you to see here, so I'm waiting, I'm checking second email and add them to day 3. So now I want you to do another email calculation. At the moment, I'm sending this email here, the second day. Where is it? Right there. At that moment, I'm now at 3 times the email volume that I had before. So I went from sending 5 emails to 10 emails within 4 hours. Within a day, I'm on 15 emails per hour. And I'm waiting 2 hours, and then I'm at 20 emails per hour. So if you have a 9-hour day, at that point, I'm at 180 emails a day. Now, why does that matter? Well, just give me a second and I'll explain it. So we're going to go back to workflows here, and you see day 3. Day 3 is basically for me just a goodbye email. Again, I wait for a day, and this is after they open email. No, that's not true, right? Time delay, yeah. So after they come in here, so I got to change that. Wait 1 day. And you see that, yeah, I'm still working on this, but I'm just showing here what I'm doing. So I'm spinning again. This is only 1 email this time, and I'm sending this email again. So at that point, I'm now at 180 a day plus another 45, right? Because I'm sending 5 emails an hour for 9 hours. So that's another 45. So I'm 225 emails a day after day 3, after this thing runs. And I am, with the 225, I'm not contacting that many people, but my system like this can run all the time. Okay, so let's go to the settings. Now I told you that we don't want to run through Mailgun as a default. So what I have is I went and bought an email account, a Gmail account. Actually, in that Gmail account, I'm using to send out. Now, this is the reason why I don't want to send an unlimited fast amount of email, because Gmail accounts are limited to 500 emails a day. So I'm sending 200 and what was that, 25. So I could increase it, but here's one other thing: is I want to keep this Gmail account warm, and because when I'm sending out cold email, not everybody's going to open it. I'm not going to have that good of an engagement. Maybe people even complain or turn me in as a spammer, which, all of that's understandable. From a business perspective, of course, you want to have a way of reaching customers, but, you're a customer too. And if somebody just keeps sending you stuff that you don't want, you consider it spam, even though it may not be spam. But anyhow, so it goes out to this Gmail account. There is 225 emails that I'm sending here. But what I'm also doing is, and you see here, I have several of these. What I'm also doing is I'm sending warm-up emails. When I look into the details here, you see that every day I'm sending approximately 50 emails, and I have this warm-up tool here. And when you look at this, I'm sending and I'm receiving, so there's a setup behind this. Where can I show this? Let's go to detail. There it is, reply rate. So I'm scheduling 50 emails to be sent out, and 30% of those are supposed to be replied. That's what's called a warm-up tool. So my tool interacts with these emails that are getting sent out. So it says here, sent today 57. I have 225 plus 57 of these emails that are going out. So we're already at 275, 280. And I have two tools where I do the same thing. So when you look at this here, I think I just click on this. Okay. So what you see here is basically that it slowly increased this to a maximum of 36. And then what you're seeing here is it actually reduces. Where on Thursday yesterday there was less saved because my settings here say that increase for a day, send a maximum of 50, and you can set the reply rate. So this is another 50 emails that could be sent. And when you look at this here, see here, over the past week, we sent up 180 emails. Out of those 180, 12 went to spam, so I'm at a 93% inboxing rate. And the warm-up will ensure that I actually have some type of reputation. So when I'm sending out from here in a way that is going to affect my reputation, which is something that you need to realize is when you send out something all the time, it's going to affect your reputation. The warm-up tools ensure that your reputation on average is fairly high. So, and then there's different workflows behind this, and then we've already talked long enough to stop this. But of course, there's a workflow behind it when somebody opens. There's an email that goes out when somebody opens. When they click a link, something happens. When they respond, something happens. If they respond yes or no with an intent, something happens. And of course, when they want to unsubscribe, I will accept that and just unsubscribe them. So this is how I have customized this. And you see here, there's 17 enrolled here. It looks like we have somebody that responded to the email, so I got to go and check that. And then there was somebody that said something about yes. So these are then leads that are showing up in my pipeline. Let's see. That's probably one of these guys is me. So we have an email sent out here. I responded yes. Okay, I gotta check this, make sure that this works. What you see here, of course, it tracks. Right now we have 10 people contacted. One got the day 2, and that's me. I'm running through this, so I got to see where those responses stayed. But basically, that's how I manage it. There's one other workflow that I want to see in this, and it's the first one here: copy to main location. So I can run multiples of these locations with every one of the Google accounts that I have. And then when somebody responds, I'm going to copy them to my main location where I then have nurture. So the goal of this entire outreach is to get somebody to respond. And when they respond, we're going to treat them different. They're not going to be in this location, but they're going to be in a different location. And since with one email account, I can only send 200 to 300 emails a day and basically contact 50 people a day. And as I showed you here, I have come on, why is it not loading? Oh, there it is. I have 6,800 people that needs to be contacted, so I can go into more than just one location with this, and everybody that responds just gets into the main location, and that's the idea of these locations. Get people to respond, then move them into the nurture. So that's it for today. I hope this wasn't too boring, but that's how I do this.